If you want to lift more, run faster, and even prevent lower back aches and pains, you want to build a strong core. You want to include moves that really improve your mind-body connection so that you're effectively and efficiently engaging your abs, obliques, and glutes especially to prevent your lower back from becoming overloaded and overworked. That's why I wanted to share with you today 4 amazing core moves you can do at home with no equipment. These are amazing moves to help you prevent lower back aches and pains by strengthening your entire core. Exercise number 1 is the Side Plank Clams. Clams are a very common and basic glute activation move, and strong glutes are an essential component of a strong core. However, there's only so much you can progress this foundational move, especially without adding resistance. So if you're training at home and want to progress this essential basic, try the Side Plank Clam. With this move, you'll improve your shoulder, spinal, and hip stability. You'll target not only your glutes, especially your glute medius, but also your obliques. When you set up for the Side Plank Clam, make sure your elbow is under your shoulder so you can engage your back and make sure you aren't shrugging. When we don't engage our back, we end up overloading our shoulder. With your legs stacked and your knees bent so you can drive off your knee to lift, turn the toe of the top foot down towards the ground. This will allow you to prevent your TFL or even your piriformis from compensating for your glute medius. Driving straight up off your knee and elbow, engage your oblique and bottom glute to lift up into this modified side plank. As you lift, open your top knee up towards the ceiling, driving your hips forward. You want to squeeze your glutes and extend your hips as you lift. And make sure you don't just rotate open. Feel that top glute working as well. You can pause and lower down and repeat. To advance a Side Plank Clam, you can do a full side plank with lateral leg raise. Just make sure you're properly engaging your back to support your shoulder while also flexing your feet to protect your knee as you lift. Because of lifting the top leg up in the side plank position, it's more challenging than the basic side plank, so make sure you've mastered the Side Plank Clam first. Exercise number 2 is the Plange Plank. All too often we end up feeling our lower backs during planks, which means that our abs aren't getting the full benefit. We want to make sure we feel the correct muscles working, or all of our hard work isn't going to benefit us the way it should. It's not just about working harder, but about training smarter. That's why I love the Plange Plank variation. It's an amazing bodyweight move you can do at home to improve that mind-body connection while getting more out of that basic plank. This plank variation uses the posterior pelvic tilt and spinal flexion to better engage your abs and even your glutes. Focus on really bracing your abs and engaging your glutes to tilt your hips under towards your ribs. Draw your belly button in even towards your spine to create that shakeage. Drive back through your heels and even look back a bit as you flex your spine. You want to tuck your head slightly instead of trying to look out so that it flexes with the rest of your spine. Focus on holding harder in this position and make sure you don't shrug even while rounding. We need to work on engaging muscles harder over just trying to hold longer. If you feel your shoulders becoming overloaded or can't control your core engagement, modify the move off an incline. By putting your elbows up on a bench, you can reduce the load on your core to focus more on what you feel working. If you don't have an incline or really struggle to engage your abs, try even modifying off your hands and knees to what I call the vomiting cat. This isn't meant as a stretch, but instead is meant to allow you to focus on drawing your belly button in towards your spine as you round. You want to think about engaging your abs as if, well, coughing up a hairball. Exercise number 3 is the single leg reverse hyper. If you want to correct imbalances, improve your hip stability, and activate your glutes, the single leg reverse hyper is a must-do move. However, it seems like a much simpler move than it actually is. All too often people feel their hamstrings firing first to lift, or even their lower backs. Our hamstrings can become synergistically dominant and compensate for our glutes, which is why this altered recruitment pattern occurs. Even our lower back can try to work and compensate for our glutes to try and create a bigger range of motion than we can actually control. And this can lead to lower back, hip, knee, and even hamstring injuries and issues. It can prevent our core from being as strong as possible because muscles aren't working together efficiently. Which is why I love including the single leg reverse hypers in my core training. They're a great way to change that core sequencing and even correct imbalances between both sides. If you have a weaker side, this is a great way to start strengthening it without allowing your stronger side to take over. When you do the single leg reverse hyper, you can lie face down on the ground with your knee bent and foot up towards the ceiling. You can flex your foot to help better engage your glute. Focus on pressing your hips down as you squeeze your glute to lift as if pushing your heel towards the ceiling. Focus on that glute firing before your hamstring. This is a great way to learn to control hip hyperextension and really focus on that glute being dominant. Don't worry about how high you lift. Just focus on using the glute. For such a simple move, this can be an advanced exercise. Be very conscious of what you actually feel working, as you don't want your lower back or hamstrings to take over. Exercise number 4 is the glute bridge with rocks. The glute bridge is a must-do glute activation and core move that works to improve your hip extension and stability. To change things up and even progress this amazing bodyweight move to improve your mind-body connection, we can use the glute bridge with rocks. This move is even a great way to get in a little unilateral bonus without having to do a fully single leg bridge. The single leg glute bridge is a more advanced exercise than we give it credit for, so if you struggle with feeling only your hamstrings or your lower back engaging during that fully unilateral bridge, try this variation. Start by setting your feet about just beyond your fingertips when your arms are down by your sides. Press your lower back into the ground to engage your glute max and abs with the posterior pelvic tilt. Bend your elbows and drive through your upper back, upper arms, and feet to bridge up. While holding the bridge, focus on squeezing each side extra. So think squeeze the right glute more, then the left. By squeezing each side extra as you hold, you can make sure you feel both sides working. Too often we end up with lower back pain because of an imbalance or weakness on one side. This can be a great way to make sure you are able to have that mind-body connection fully. Don't let your hips drop as you engage each side. If you're looking for an amazing core burner, try these 4 moves you can do at home with no equipment. Check the video description for a quick core burner option. If you liked the video, make sure to like it, comment below if you have any questions, and subscribe. We're posting new videos each week.